We flipped the villa, and I mean we stripped it down to its bare core, and it was handed over back to him ready-made as designed and needed within 3 months. I would say that the average that the community has seen is in the range of 9 to 12 months for the similar work. But it happened in 3. It happened in 3, of course, because...
So it had to happen in 3.
It had to happen in 3 and it happened in 3. There's no questions around it.
Have you ever thought what it takes to renovate a $20 million villa? Our guest today is an expert project manager and will let us know all the secret of what goes behind the renovation of luxury mansions in Dubai. Welcome to the show, Maki. Welcome back everyone to Flipping Dubai. Today we have a very interesting guest, Maki. I call you Maki, but then you will introduce yourself.
Yes.
And please tell us about you. Who are you?
Thank you very much for the invitation. Congratulations about this wonderful start. It's really very interesting idea. I'm Maki. Everybody knows me as Maki because the full name is actually a little bit difficult to pronounce.
I never knew your full name, although I know you.
Gerasimos.
Gerasimos.
It's Greek. Been here since 2009. After a few years, I decided to do my own business because I realized working in full range of companies, including for contractors, consultants, and clients, that because nobody's doing it exactly as it should, I had to do it from scratch. So 2016, our own business, it's called I.D.E.A.S. And as the initials entail, it is integrated design, engineering, architectural solutions. We do design approvals, and core business is project management. So since then until now, having worked in almost all areas, but of course we have been 90% in Dubai. Recently we opened an office in Europe for the projects there.
Nice. So I know you since quite a few years, and what's really exciting about what you do is that you do the project management mainly for super luxury villas. So
yes.
Can you tell us and our audience what's the behind the scene of like doing the project management of a renovation or a flip of a luxury villa?
Well, I would say that the KPIs, I would say the tasks that need to be taken care of, either it is a small project or a big project, are actually the same. It only the risk is more or the pressure. So if somebody is just renovating a small kitchen, or is renovating or building an 150 million dirhams project, you have to worry about the same things. Behind the scenes, I would say that it's always related to absolute chaos, organized chaos, that needs to be somehow managed, put properly in a schedule. And then if people are able to be proactive, that would be the dream, because it's not enough to be active. We have to worry and we have to strive towards being proactive, which is the only way to going forward for such projects.
To deliver yes. Like up to standard and quality. Can you share like few examples of projects you have worked on where like things like went completely like crazy, or like you saw something like crazy? Because I guess working with this range of like luxury properties, you see a lot.
I would say that we don't have a very big online presence, and that is because the project we work with or the people we work with, there is quite a very thick NDA with them. And for that reason, I can share that we have worked with people who are famous, we have worked with people who are known locally, and in projects that one would assume, if one knows Dubai, in all the key areas of where it would be Jumeirah, Emirates Hills, and so on. The range of projects that we usually work with is in the range of, it used to be 50 to 100 millions, but nowadays, as we can understand, booming Dubai, it would be in the range of about 50 and 100 and above. Some interesting stories that it might entail, it would be, for example, for a gentleman who's a billionaire, known in the global market. We flipped the villa, and I mean we stripped it down to its bare core, and it was handed over back to him ready-made as designed and needed within 3 months, after he had to invest about 38 million dirhams. within 3 months. So the amount of time needed there, or the manpower there, was interesting because we had constantly in the range of 200 plus people on the site. And as a PM team, we had a team of 5 in order to be able to monitor all disciplines and activities. So that was interesting one that I can take
So
on.
this was like a villa that needed to be handed over in 3 months already?
3 months.
Instead of
9.
9. Good.
9. One would say 9 would be a success. The community, I think I can share the community, was in Emirates Hills. It's a gated community, so that entails by itself quite the challenge of having as a gated community, the working hours and etc. And I would say that the average that the community has seen is in the range of 9 to 12 months for the similar work. But it happened in 3. It happened in 3, of course, because...
So it had to happen in 3.
It had to happen in 3, and it happened in 3. There's no questions around it. We had interesting times there in that project. I can tell you that things happening over beyond the allowed time with extra exceptions and etc. So this is Dubai. This is a place where dreams come true, and almost everything is possible. That is, right?
Well, if you want to deliver a villa that takes 9 months in 3, call Maki.
It's not always easy, but as long as the numbers add up. We are a numbers company oriented by, of course, anything technology and numbers in general. So if the numbers add up, then why not, right? So the numbers add up. And if the client has an open budget, of course, also, things can happen which is above the average.
The open budget is important also to speed up construction and delivery, right?
We would like to be considered as straightforward and honest. So we would be the first one who would report if the given time is not enough. But if the numbers add up and there is an open budget, there is many things that can happen which is above the average. There is things that can be finished within 1/3 of the time that it is normally taking. This is interesting experiences that you can see.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes you understand that the importance of time. I believe that the people that they are fortunate enough to be in that level, they value time and they understand time more than anyone in the world. So nothing is stopping them in order to gain time. Whatever it takes, whatever money it takes to gain time. This is very important. We are very cost conscious and time is one of the KPIs that we value. We would like to be considered that time is of the most important KPI.
Okay, so I think when you solve the problem of money, of having money, then you have the problem of time.
Perhaps, yes. They go together, I guess. So yes,
exactly.
hand by hand.
But if someone doesn't have a budget problem, then it just can focus only on time.
Of course.
You see a lot of course, style, designs, type of villa, and so on. What do you think now it's trending in Dubai?
It's an interesting question because my answer would be most probably obsolete in about 3 months. Trends are changing.
Yeah.
But I would say that at the moment, what has gained a lot of ground into being popular is the minimal contemporary. Perhaps because Dubai more than ever has been popular. And that means that it's attracting a lot of people as visitors, investors, and actually it's attracting the viewers around the world more than ever. And the minimal contemporary is actually a safe way so that you can attract as many, I guess, in your target group if you want to advertise or if you want simply to sell. The classic always is a good way to go, but Dubai, I think, is not ready to have a second community like Emirates Hills where you would see more of classic designs, which is very much admirable. Especially if we talk Arabic classic, which has beautiful patterns and etc., that one can really disappear for weeks into all the patterns of the Arabic Islamic culture, right? Yeah. There is a lot of examples of that, but then again, it doesn't appeal a lot in the audience, in the grand audience of the world. So modern is always there as an option, but the modern contemporary, the minimal modern contemporary is something as a safe way that appears to be very, very popular these days.
And what about amenities or like
this is an interesting question.
What do you see?
This is an interesting question. I guess what was considered a luxury about 10 years back, really, that is the standard right now. So we see that slowly transferring itself to the residential sector, where we see The developments that are high-end residentials to have a full-fledged spa, steam, sauna, plunge pool, ice bath, even barometric chambers. Yes.
Wow.
Technology which is considered high-end.
High end. Wow, that's so interesting. And in terms of living spaces inside like these villas and so on, like anything that is a must.
Now more than ever, it's becoming a necessity. If not more than that, it's always there. It is the need for having a front of the house kitchen. Sometimes we have a back of the house kitchen, which is inside the house as well. And outside the house is what there is now a third kitchen, the industrial kitchen. So at the moment, for example, we're designing a house which has 3 kitchens. One would be the front of the house, back of the house, which is more used really for the actual cooking. And there is a third one that it is there for,
Really?
for the event that there is, for
Events.
example, more friends and etc. Yes, and nowadays also a lot of people in big houses, they do have the personnel where the need for cooking, for staff is more than ever important to be done outside the house,
Outside.
for their private space.
For sure, you have witnessed like big mistakes in terms of construction,
Of
like
course.
design, renovation, and delivery. And also, I'm sure you've seen horror stories.
A few of them.
Do you have any example to share with us?
A horror story, it's important to define what is a horror story. From what point of view? Could it
From
be
the point of view of the project manager.
from the point of view of project manager, for us then, everything that has an impact on time, quality and cost,
Yeah.
all of them qualify as a horror story. So if I can give one example for each then. If I talk from the point of view of time, a horror story, we once worked in a project that had to be prolonged for approximately 2 years.
Oh,
The client, the end user, changed their opinion on interior design and designer almost a dozen of times.
wow.
No patience into making decisions, and it led to the project being prolonged for approximately 3 more times than it originally should. So that is a horror story for us, that we're considering the big lesson learned. It is
Yeah.
important to write the lesson learned, right? So this is one from the point of view of time. From the point of view of cost, of course, we consider success when the project is budgeted and it's finishing with a range of approximately 5 to 6% on unforeseen items. But we have seen, due to changes by client, which is still going to bring up the cost, projects going 100% up in the estimated
Wow.
cost, which is again a horror story. Because when you set up budgets, and that means more effort, that means the timeline changes because
Yeah.
you need to introduce more disciplines, more stakeholders involved, because it's not as if they increased just the disciplines themselves, the budget. They added things. So that creates a beautiful chaos that we were talking before. And on the quality, of course, there are unfortunately a lot of examples. And that is because everything can be fixed. Every challenge has a solution. But solving it, it demands to have fast response, and it demands to have a fast decision making. So we have been, unfortunately, in projects where the stakeholders, the people involved, were not up to the task. So that's where it needs to be a decision fast. Where we had people disappearing, this is
This is
something
very common. I
this
hear
is
this from
into-
everyone.
Yes, and not disappearing just for a few days, just running outside the country with a very big fat check that they got in their hands.
Oh, wow.
This can be solved. Everything, as I said, every challenge has a solution. It needs proper vetting, pre-qualifications, and then you minimize or eliminate possibilities for such experiences. The good news is that the more we worked and the more years experience we have, we see of those examples less and less. So that means not only us as a company, I guess, but also others, and especially Dubai has been learning from these mistakes. And it's targeting towards being a one-of-a-kind country in the world, right? That's what we're trying also to do, and everybody should do themselves for themselves as a company or companies, try to be one of a kind, as
Yeah.
Dubai is trying.
That is true. Do you have any advice for someone that wants to do a renovation, small, big? What's your best advice to give?
There's always the level of risk. we have to understand that there's always the level of risk, even with people that are highly recommended,
sure.
or people you have worked with before in the past successfully. Dubai is a country that is constantly evolving. So are its people, and so are its companies. So one thing we do, even if we worked a year before with a company and now they're a candidate again, they're going to go through the same pre-qualification process and vetting in order to make sure that we're minimizing the risk. So if somebody is thinking, no matter what is the budget to do a renovation, they should be expecting that they would be doing a lot of talking and discussing and negotiating and fighting. From the beginning, there needs to be a budget. A consultant could be there to guide, advise, monitor and control, but they themselves should have as much as possible a vision in their head. So the one thing that must happen is that they need to have a vision. They need to have reference images so that they can understand what they want, close to what they want.
Yeah.
The second step would be, so that you are successfully moving forward, to invite as many as you should, but not too many. 3 to 5 people recommended, people who have worked with before. That plays a huge role now in Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai is considered almost to be a mature country. There are companies here who have been here for 40 years. So that means they have the know-how, they have the experience, and you can depend on them.
Yeah.
New companies that are coming in the market might be promising a lot of things. It's worth perhaps to give them an opportunity, but they should go through the strict vetting that other companies have been through their life circle, and they are still here. And I guess a lot of patience. After that, I think it's a lot of patience. A lot of patience, yes.
Cool. I think you also told me something very valuable one time, which is not to, in terms of like payment plan for the contractor, not to pay the contractor when they finish the job, but keep some retention at the end, right? In case of...
Again, Dubai has all written black and white. We are certified in mediation from Dubai courts, similarly to having knowledge not as a lawyer, but to be able as a contract manager to support in case of any disputes.
Yeah.
We always try so that we can avoid that. In order to avoid that and be proactive, it is the best advice we can give from the beginning is the end user should not immediately agree to whatever he's giving. He has the right to negotiate. And for that reason, part of the payment plans, of course, everybody would ask as much as big advance as possible and no retention. For those who don't know, the retention is the amount that is kept at the end in order to confirm that after a period of time, also the quality has been maintained. And it is released usually after a short period of time. So that has to be there as well. We see often that end users are coming already with a problem in hand even before starting. So it is unfortunate. And that is because they gave a big advance, they haven't talked through all the details, and then they have a problem before even the project starts. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I think this is a very good point to keep in mind for whoever wants to do a renovation. Just manage the payment plan in a way that you have some leverage.
Correct.
With the contractor, yeah?
It varies. There is a rule in Dubai, but it varies on the urgency of the project, of the budget of the client, and it varies also of what would be the expectations and deliverables by the contractor.
Yeah.
There's not a set rule of payment terms that needs to be followed. It is, every project is unique.
Yeah.
So it would be most probably its payment terms. But we don't advise more than 20 to 30% as an advance. We don't advise to be set on milestones rather than on progress claim payment. That motivates, we see the contractor to be doing more to receive more, rather than reaching to a milestone just to receive an amount and then taking time to reach to the next one because they receive the amount that they makes them happy. And always keep that retention at the end for a period of 6 months or a year, so that you can make sure that they will be there tomorrow in the event of something is seen later on.
Last thing that I think we can share with the audience is 1 minute tip on the mindset that someone have to have when approaching a renovation.
So the tip number 1 would be, they should have a set budget that makes them comfortable. They should consider that this will be exceeded by about 10 to 20%, and that should be also in their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Not to be used, but budget-wise. Number two, always work with people that they are highly recommended, you have done the homework, or you have appointed somebody, work with someone who it's his job or her job to find you the right people for the right job. At least 3 people in order to have the negotiation leverage. Point number three, time-wise. Everything needs to be there, documented and estimated on time-wise, not only in cost, but in time. If those 3 things are done, then the only thing needed is constant monitoring. And most of the people who do that, they don't have the full-time job to do it. That's why they appoint, and in this country we have many companies certified and having as a core business PMs, designers, and contractors.
Thank you so much
Welcome.
for coming
Thank you
to
very
the
much.
show, and see you soon in Flipping Dubai. Bye.
Thank you.